welcome back to Sound of Manchester. This is Prathamesh and joining me is Kushagra. And it has been exciting times for Manchester United since the lockdown has been lifted. We saw a brilliant Anthony Martial hat trick in the last game against Sheffield United in the Premier League. And now the attention shifts slightly to the FA Cup, which has been a trophy which Manchester United will be looking forward to doing well and eventually winning it. Here we are in the quarterfinal stage now, and we travel to Carrow Road to face Norwich. And it will be a tricky fixture on a Saturday evening because Norwich themselves are battling with relegation. And since they look very much doomed to be relegated this season, FA Cup might just be an hope for them to get some limelight and get some success this season. And I have with me Kushagra, as I said before. Kushagra, how do you expect this FA Cup to pan out for the quarterfinals and in the foreseeable future?
Hi, man. Hello to everyone. Thank you so much for tuning back into the channel. As far as the FA Cup goes, we are just discussing this offline. It is quite interesting how the draws panned out. All the traditionally bigger clubs are away, and
Yeah.
you'd find United are away to Norwich, and Arsenal are away to Sheffield. Chelsea are away to Leicester, and City are away to Newcastle. So it's going to be quite an interesting outcome of the four matches. If the favorites do qualify, the semi-finals and finals are going to be very spicy. So that's something to look forward to for all United fans. That is hoping that we will cross Norwich without any hits. Uh, as far as everything else is concerned, I feel going away to Carrow Road, we went there earlier in the season and Tim Krul saved like two penalties. I think
Yeah.
Marcus Rashford and Martial both managed to miss uh, that afternoon.
Yeah.
Am I right? Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah.
So of course, I'm just hoping that doesn't go down to penalties because I don't think there's going to be a replay. So it
No,
is
that's
very
not.
important for it's very important for the team to finish off the job in 90 minutes or 120 if it goes. I feel though FA Cup in terms of priority would be the least important in terms of the three competitions that United are in. I think the top priority would be to get a top four spot. The second would be Europa League because it gives you the Champions League, and of course it would be great to qualify for the semi-finals and then hopefully for the finals as well in the FA Cup. But I think Ole will rotate his squad. What about you? Do you think he will rotate his squad? Because I think there will be a rest afforded to a few key players.
Yeah, I think Ole will have to rotate his squad because we have come down after 101 days of football being missing, and all of a sudden you face two games in a matter of 5 days. So it is not ideal for footballers, especially when you're playing in the Premier League against Tottenham and Sheffield, who are really hard-working teams themselves, hard to break down. So I think a few people will get a rest. Sergio Romero has been a cup goalkeeper. He might start in the FA Cup. We might see changes in the fullback positions where Diego Dallo might start at right back and Brandon at left back. We might see Eric Bailly start with Harry Maguire instead of Victor Lindelof. Lindelof suffered a little bit of a issue towards the end of the Tottenham game, and United would definitely not want to risk that. In midfield, we might see a combination of Matic, McTominay, and either one of Bruno or Paul Pogba. Pogba has just come back from his injury, and you do not want anything to go wrong in that matter anymore. But Bruno has played 90 minutes in both of the last two. I mean, not 90, 80 in the last game, but 90 minutes at the Tottenham Hotspur Stadium. Still getting used to that, by the way. So yes, I think that kind of rest might be offered to either one of them, but I think one of them will definitely play. And in the front line, we might see Dan James coming back to the lineup. I think Igalo will start, and at left we will still see Marcus Rashford because I think he definitely needs to play more, and he needs that boost of a goal right now because yeah, all things said and done, 2020 off the pitch has been great for him, but on the pitch it is just yet to really kick off. So I think Marcus will start the game. Kushagra, do you have any different thoughts than this?
Yeah, I can't disagree with you there because I think that's a very important point you make about Rashford. We can just say we can probably say his 2020 hasn't even begun, because he just played what 2 matches, and
Yeah,
the second match he didn't even play the entire match. So he's been injured right throughout the year, and I remember it was around New Year's Day that United had the first leg of the semi-final. It was just a few days after New Year's, and he'd come on in the second half, and he got injured, and just had to limp off within 10 minutes or something like that. So yeah, Marcus Rashford has been really unlucky with injury, but yeah, of course he's back, and I feel what Ole might do is he might give Dan James a start, as you said, but I I think he might still keep Rashford in the back because you can understand about giving game time, but there's also the concept of he's not played matches for so long, and
yeah,
this is the same worry that I have for Pogba. I think he might rest Pogba and Rashford as in keep them on the bench just in case, but he would prefer playing like Greenwood, James, and Igalo, just completely resting the front three and. Because what's interesting is Greenwood or James, either of them will still play against Brighton. So he'll have to take them one of them off around 60 minutes, and that's when I feel, depending on the situation, you might see Rashford, or if United are comfortable, you might see someone like Chong, maybe even Gomez. You don't know that. So yeah, this is something on my end. Apart from that, I feel even though they haven't uh, they haven't been pulling up any trees in the Premier League. Norwich did beat Tottenham to reach the quarterfinal and
yeah,
in the last round, and they have been decent, and they gave United a good game when United went to the Carrow Road. I know United won, but it
yeah.
wasn't all plain sailing. So, and especially such teams have been traditionally the problem area for United. It was impressive against Sheffield, but we'll have to hope that such performances continue against Norwich. Players like I think he'll go for a strong side. Daniel Farka, because as you said, this is their basically all they have left for fight to fight in the season.
Yeah.
So you might see the likes of Cantwell, Lawrence, Pookie, and Buendia, and everyone else. All of them starting, and Norwich trying to make a game of it. I would still think United will win comfortably, but it's again like no matches. It can't be taken for granted.
Yeah, definitely. We can't take it for granted. As Martin Tyler says it in his amazing voice, this is the magic of the FA Cup. And the magic is that there is never a winner on paper. There might be an obvious winner, but on the day, even Norwich can swing a really good surprise. They did beat Man City earlier at Carrow Road this season. So that was in the Premier League, though, a completely different scenario. But Norwich were flying then, they aren't now. They're in a very difficult situation in the Premier League right now. But yeah, I think this is FA Cup is a really nice change of mindset for them to get out of that all of that relegation pressure and play really well. As you said, Pookie, who was firing at the start of the season, isn't anymore. But they do have players like Buendia, who is really creative. Their fullbacks, Max Aarons and Jamal Lewis, are brilliant up and down the pitch. So I think those 3 or 4 players are someone we really need to keep an eye on. We cannot take this fixture lightly because all said and done, winning a competition is better than winning nothing. And the FA Cup
Yeah,
at
of
this
course.
point of time is a fantastic opportunity for us. Also, it gives us a chance to go to Wembley and play the semi-finals, and hopefully the semi-finals we won against Chelsea, Man City, or an Arsenal, or I think Sheffield are more favorites in that game. But anyway, so I think it will be either one of those teams. But coming back to the match at Carrow Road, it will be a tense affair. Uh, Norwich will try to stay deep. They will try to make it as close to 75 to 80 minutes, keeping a clean sheet and then trying to snatch one at the end. Having said that, they will be more confident on the penalties, and after 90, I believe the game might go to penalties. Or so I think Norwich will be comfortable doing that. So United really have to play well against a low block. So Kushagra, what do you think the match scoreline will be? Do you think it will be going to penalties, or can we see a clear winner at 90 minutes?
Sergio Romero has this crazy record of like what, uh, like 30 odd clean sheets in like 50 odd appearances for United or something like that. I don't know. I'm
Yeah,
not entirely sure about the exact stat, but he's got this crazy stat. He's got like 60-70% conversion rate in terms of a clean sheet. So I'd
yeah,
really like that to continue. I would go for a healthy 2-0 win, and I really hope United get it done in 90 minutes because there is no need for these players to play more. Even if they are the fringe players, they still United should be good enough to finish it off in the 90 minutes. And I know I'm expecting a little more because in general I'm a little or on the more pessimistic side, but I feel this United team should defeat Norwich 2-0 and ride on to the semi-finals of the FA Cup and then see who we get.
yeah. I think I really hope for the same. I do definitely feel Norwich will make it really difficult for us in the first half. I think United will score one or two goals in the second half and win the game. I really don't see how Norwich are going to score right now because even though, as I said, Pookie has been not so much in form, Cantwell has been here and there. Yeah, Buendia had been in a brilliant phase. I think somewhere around September to October, he notched up 7 assists then, but since then he's been missing again. So I think it will be a comfortable 2-0 victory for us. I think Igalo might get his goal. He's been playing well in the cup competition, so we might expect a goal or two from him. So yeah, I think it will be 2-0 United myself. So I think there is something that we do share a common ground with right now, just like our favorite players share the number of goals this season, which is 19. It is left for the fans to vote who are
Yeah.
their favorite players right now. So yeah, thank you guys. Thank you for tuning into Sound of Manchester. It has been lovely to get out of lockdown and watch football again. Although we here in India are still in, I would say, emotional lockdown because we still are not really going out or doing anything really significant. But it's been fun to watch these lads step back on the pitch and play some football, and it's been really exciting. So thank you guys. Keep watching Sound of Manchester. Thank you.